Are you familiar with the 5 Fs, the 5 trauma responses? 3 of them are quite widely known: fight, flight, and freeze. But what about the other 2, Angela? Can you help us today?
Okay, so the one that I know and is and people have probably experienced is fawn. So it's like the deer, the fawn. And what it is, it's about people pleasing. It's about, like when you want to make sure that you're safe, your goal is to make sure that people don't see you as a threat. So it's about pleasing somebody or what is it? It's about appeasing somebody, making sure that they treat you kindly because you've made yourself so small and nice that they wouldn't attack you. And a lot of that has to do with early life experiences where children grow up in environments where they just don't feel safe, where there's unpredictable, an unpredictable environment, and where the safest way to actually reduce the risk of hurt is by appeasing the adults. But then
Thanks.
there's the next one. Which one is that?
Now the next one is flopping, which is almost a complete checkout. It's when you become unresponsive. You could faint, and you could completely lose consciousness. I think you do have an example, Angela, if you wanted to share that, because the reason why we created this video is for you to understand that there is some inner work release to be done if you want to come back to the present in these harsh times when life is prickling you, or there is a person who is trying to control you. So what happened to you, Angela?
Well, I had just found out that my father had died, and I had just left the room for just a few minutes before, and my cousin came to get me and said, "Your dad has just died." And I came back into the room and I saw him lying on the bed, and I knew he was dead. And it was like somebody cut off my legs. I just crumbled. Everything went black and I have absolutely no recollection. So I know that this has to do with the vagus nerve, and the blood pressure changes quite rapidly and it's a shock response. But, then it was about recognizing what was going on, like accepting that he was dead. That it was really an interesting situation. I had never experienced anything like that.
I had one before, probably 25 years ago. I had probably a bit different, but I think it was a similar flop experience. I think it was fear of death for me. Uh, there was a motorbike accident, but it turned out that I didn't really hit my head, but I lost consciousness. Probably because I slided or fell under a truck which was moving, so there was an actual chance that would have been my last day. And yes, I found myself gaining consciousness again in an ambulance car. So
Mm.
the takeaway for you, listening to us, read the signs and maybe look what's going on in your life, because I believe you don't have to live with these responses if this is part of your life. Uh, any suggestions from you, Angela?
Well, we're used to living in fight, flight, freeze. I mean, like our nervous systems are so activated with all the changes that we're going through all the time. Like this is why people run away. They don't want to deal with things, or they just get really aggressive and fight. And we're doing this a lot. And freezing is, like just being immobile. But it's about recognizing what your responses are. And again, I think what really helps, and it's a highly underrated tool, is breathing. Like when you know that you're going into a trauma response, breathe. And then by all means, talk to somebody about it afterwards, because a lot of the time we just think, oh, well, it'll go away, but it may not. It's about really talking to somebody and doing something about it. That would be my suggestion.
Absolutely. give us a comment or reach out if you have those responses and it's ongoing, because then there is help out there. There is help here with Angela or myself, and there's a better version of you. A free, emotionally free, response free version of you waiting for you in the future. See you soon.